welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog, we're gonna share to you our love story, how we met. So my sweetie boy will be the one to share it with you.
Oh, it's actually kind of a funny story. We met on just chatting on the internet. It's like I found myself talking about you know, what I would like in the future, and talking about, I that I would like to have kids in the future. And I guess the way I wrote it was not it sounds weird. I said I do like kids, and it would have been clearer just to say I like it, But then I get this then this interesting person replies to me saying, seemed annoyed at me. In fact, it's like, why don't you like kids? You seem blah 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 blah.
Really? Maybe because we don't used to say I do like blah 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 blah. So instead of that, if we like something, we just say I like to have something.
I do
like
realize
that.
it sounded weird.
So it seems to me it's like I don't like to. So
I
and
could see
that I think that it's really stuck in my mind that if you say I do like, it seems like I don't like. That's
But
it.
the funny thing is that it took more than one attempt to convince her otherwise, like that I actually meant that I do like kids. Like, if she replied multiple times being like, no, 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 no.
I replied there that you can go back to your message and read it again.
And I told her to reread it because and I didn't change a word, clearly said I do like kids.
Okay, that's my fault then. Fast forward.
But I agree, it's a little weird. And just from there, we just finally, when I got through to her, it's like, it turned out that she's actually this, friendly, kind, nice person. And we just started chatting. And it didn't start out as anything like either of us expected anything. We were just friends. It was actually really nice. But over time, I started to develop feelings. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And then?
And then, we talked about all sorts of things. I can't even remember all of it anymore, because
just funny stuff.
And I don't know, it just came up that I just guess after a little while I started to develop some actual feelings, and decided quite a while before ever telling her that I wanted to go visit. And when I learned things like her birthday was going to come up soon, and my birthday was, going to come up soon, and so I was like, I wonder what we can do. And I just decided, you know what? If she's willing, I'd like to visit. And yeah.
Yeah. So
Eventually, I bought tickets and said, hey, I'm gonna. I asked her, like, would it be okay if I come meet you?
It's
I have
because
no reason to refuse.
It's because you said that if you can visit me in Thailand. So I was like, I have nothing to, like, I didn't see anything bad. Like, you are just a user, you are just like an asshole,
Tell me what you really think.
like, you are a genuine person. So I said, why not? You can come here and visit. So
we should actually back up a little bit, because it was basically, what was it,
2014.
2014, in like the end of May, I think.
No, March. End of
March. And then I'm flying across the world in July, same year, and I've only been outside of the Canada a couple of times my entire life. Definitely not by myself. I'd only been outside of my province of Alberta a few times my entire life. So this was a big step for me.
Yeah, his first travel to Asia.
The only other country I've been to outside of Canada was the US when I was a couple of times, but the big one was when I was just tiny little kid to Disneyland. But then to visit to meet this lovely lady.
Okay. Guys, when I picked him up at the airport,
Look at each other and it's just like, ah. It's like hearts or stars in our eyes, and we're just all sorts of magnetic attraction going on
like, there is already like spark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, but when we actually, came together, like for the first time, face to face, I think she was just a little bit disappointed because I had no clue what to do. Just no idea.
I said, "Hui!" Like, "Hui! Hey!" Said.
No, once we were actually like, no, we got like a little,
beso.
a little peck.
Okay, fast forward. So, how do you find your first travel there in Thailand? Our first meeting. How do you find it?
Well, the whole trip?
The whole.
Or do you just mean the first little bus ride?
The first little bus ride was like we're holding hands, like
the whole time.
They were shaking our hands, like
we were shaking a little, and like, people in the car,
really like
people in that like bus. It was actually a minivan like thing, but it was more of a bus.
Yeah, of the hotel. Yeah,
and people were in there like, oh.
Yeah, congratulations, so we're there. We're just like having some fun, and after in Phuket, we went straight to my apartment, and then he went back here in Canada on the 28th of July because I need to go back to work.
Like after that, it's just I'm back in Canada working, and we're still chatting quite a lot.
Why you decided to come back again?
Well, things just it was a really good trip, except for me not feeling well for part of it. I was real happy. Super in love with this lady. Like, I would not have decided to fly there in the first place if I wasn't already in, like, deep in love. Like, just wouldn't have. I don't think she understood that. Like, it just, for me, that kind of thing was an enormous, massive, huge step. So I was already kind of head over heels, right? So I kind of already was like, things continue to go well. So when I didn't want it to be too long before we saw each other again. So I was hoping that there would be something like a good reason for us to get together again. And it turns out that she mentioned she was going to go back to visit family for a little bit, and I was like, hey, can I come? Yeah,
it's sim break and no teaching, no schooling. I was in Phuket when he arrived in Thailand. He's in Bangkok, so I need to fly to Bangkok to pick him up. Yeah, before we're gonna fly to the Philippines. Yeah. And then a day after, that's our flight going to the Philippines.
Part of my, like, why I wanted to go, especially quickly. Like, I didn't want to let this chance, as it were, to get away from me. I have a habit of, letting good things escape, kind of thing. So I wanted to get things going, and so I was hoping that we could get to know each other even better. Because like 2 weeks, while we got to know each other a little bit more, it's not like actually staying with someone for a while. So I just really wanted to figure out if there was anything that we hadn't already experienced of each other that was, like a showstopper. If there was something about me that she couldn't stand, or something about her that just couldn't, just rubbed me the wrong way, like wanted to figure that out. Because at that point, that's 2 trips in 1 year across the world for a person that, to be honest, barely leaves the city, or his house, let alone the city, let alone the country.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was kind of like a little little trial for me. I wanted to see if we got along.
And then?
I think we did, because at a certain point, we were walking around. We had to do a bunch of shopping for various reasons. We were doing other shopping and stuff, but I just noticed a little quirk of Mila here. She'll get into what she's doing to such a degree that she just is not paying attention to the outside world. Just what she is doing is what's happening. She'll be walking around a busy mall, a busy store, and other people have to get out of her way. Like, it's not because, and she's not being rude, at least not intentionally. She's not like one of those people like, oh, get out of my way, blah, blah, blah. No, not even remotely. She is focused. She is focused on what she's doing. She's she's looking for a thing, and she's going to get it. And so often it's like people having to go around her and dodge and weave, and I just sort of went, after seeing that more than a few times, I was like, it just made me chuckle, and I decided, if this is the worst personality, like the worst, quote unquote, personality trait that she has, then I lucked out. Like, she's awesome. Like, if this is the worst possible thing, what that was me deciding to ask her to marry me. Like, I'd finally decided right then and there. And I'm a bit shy, you may have noticed. And so it took me a little while to get up any kind of nerve. But she probably wants to tell this story more than I do.
No, you tell. What did you do?
Well, we were shopping.
We
went out shopping more than, like, many times for various things, and I had asked her numerous times if she wanted something nice to wear, like some jewelry.
Yeah.
Maybe a ring. Maybe.
Because
Maybe a ring. Hey. And I think she got it, but didn't want to. She didn't.
I actually looking for a just burloloy just to match with my outfit that time for christening, and then he really wants me to. I said, this is okay, just a burloloy, blah 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 blah. I said, no, we're gonna find something, and then suddenly he just keep on like looking for a ring.
Yeah, in fact, at one point we were in SM, right?
Yeah, SM.
Even when I was hinting and nudging it, like, hey, maybe a ring, I thought that had spoiled the whole thing. I thought that, like, I wanted it to be some kind of surprise. I wanted to figure out what kind of ring she liked. I wanted to figure out what size her finger was. I wanted to surprise her with it later.
The desk where you brought me there, like, it's really fancy. It's like diamond something and really expensive, and said, could you please try this, bae, and could you please, like, something like that. And I said, let's move.
A few minutes later.
What were we looking at?
Polo shirts.
We were looking at shirts.
Yeah,
at that
I was
point?
just like so busy looking for his polo shirts, and then immediately he just said, "Bae, what's your answer?" Like,
Because, yeah,
and I was just keep on, and then, "Babe, what's your answer?" I said, "Is there a question?" And then,
what's your answer?
"What's your answer?" I said, "Is there a question?" I said, "What's your answer?" And then I said, "Yes." And then continue to choose his polo shirt. And then he grabbed my hands and he said, "Thank you for accepting my proposal, bae." And he kissed my hand.
It's like,
yeah, yeah, he did like this. "Thank you so much for accepting my proposal." Huh? Could you imagine that? It's like, "What's your answer? What's your answer?" And then
because I
immediately,
thought it was
so
completely.
I was just like, after that, it's like, oh, okay, keep myself busy.
After all of that, I had realized that, wait a minute, this is not quite right. Maybe she didn't quite understand what I was saying, because I didn't ask. Like, I didn't actually say the words.
Yeah, exactly.
I just said, "What's your answer?"
Exactly.
And then, so I'm like, well, I gotta make sure. Like, a little while later, we're heading down the escalator?
Yeah.
Or up?
Down.
Down. And so I actually, like, turned her around and I'm like, "Bae, will you marry me?"
For the second time. But I look, "Are you sure?" I asked him, "Are you sure?" I was just laughing because I was like,
Did this just happen? What was this? Is weird.
Yeah, it's like weird.
What is
It's
going
like,
on?
It's like, is this
Oh
a
my
joke?
God.
Yeah. And then after that, after our shopping, we went back to the hotel. So he finally, like, really serious third proposal.
Yeah, no, because I
For the
wanted to
third
make
proposal.
like triple sure, like, because there's no way I want to this to, and I'm still ashamed of the first part, the first ones, like that was just, I'll never live that down, never live that down. That's just too, no, so embarrassed. But yeah, so I asked her again when we were back at the hotel.
The engagement ring, like a day after we applied our marriage thing, we got the claim stub, and we went to the judge right after the application, and we just got the claim stub.
Yeah, it wasn't even approved yet.
Yeah, the judge there, that you ping.
You're like, okay, well,
Relax. Two lovers.
like,
It's
well,
like,
we gotta
yeah.
leave soon.
You need to bring your marriage contract before you come here, before you're scheduled. But because you're so cute, scheduled to pick up our marriage contract was November 11th. So the judge said that, okay, let's schedule your marriage, your wedding on November 12th. You must come back here on November 11th, right after you picked up your marriage contract. You submit here. Really abrupt.
I thought we were going right back to Thailand because
Yeah.
we thought, like, she had planned to go back to work.
Yeah, work and my studying, because I paid already the school for the whole year and I've just studied 3 months.
Whirlwind.
Happily ever after.
And we spent our first Christmas together in the Philippines. I had a great time, and I got married to a wonderful, gorgeous, amazing lady.
Oh, thank you.
Like, and her family. Oh, I love them. Everybody.
Oh, thank you. They love you too.
Yeah, they're great people.
So that's it, guys.
But it was
like
fun.
Really a mysterious way.
Yeah, it was just the way it
Yeah.
happened.
When the right one comes
Like,
along.
it was just.
You're really my destiny. Promise. 1.5 months and immediately, like, what's your answer? Huh?
You're never gonna let me live that down.
Listen, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our love story. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and share to your family, friends, and loved ones and everyone. And if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe and hit the notification bell and choose all so that you will be notified for all my future videos. Bye!